Hello everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel. This is part 5 of this series. So if you're just seeing this for the first time, you're welcome. Today's series will continue on the journey on how I wrote and published my book. We've talked about the pre-writing, we've talked about book cover wahala, we've talked about printing and publishing, we've talked about book sales and marketing. Let's talk about the book launch ceremony. The book launch ceremony is something that it's something you should actually listen to, because it was a whole lot of audio. I went through so much, but to the glory of God, my book launch was a success. So at this point, hit the subscription button. Go and subscribe now. Subscribe and come back. I believe you've done that. Let's go. Talking about the book launch. When you want to launch a book or when you want to organize an event, there are a lot of things you should consider. You should consider the geographical location of your audience. People in your life, where do they live? Because when you're hosting an event, consider the fact that people will come. The road should be motorable. If you're in Nigeria, we can relate. The road should be motorable. The weather should not affect the event. So this should also affect in choosing your venue, because imagine you're staying in an open air in a field. You have to pray so hard. You have to trust God that it's not rain, because if it does, your event is likely going to be ruined. So geographical location of your audience, the kind of people you're inviting. You can use a hall, could use a classroom, a school, a church, as your pocket can carry you. So geographical location of your audience is very important when choosing where to do your book launch. For me, I did mine at home because that's where I know more people. I have more audience here in school, but then I didn't trust that they can't give me money. I didn't have the influence to tell them to bring money, and people I have over there cannot come over to the school, so I had to take it there, expecting my friends from school to go there, and that's one thing that affected my book launch. So please, your geographical location is very important. And two, choosing a hall. When you're choosing a hall for your book launch, you should know the kind of audience you're expecting, the number of audience you're expecting, and the weather condition. Is it rainy season or dry season? Because you cannot get a place where there's maybe is an enclosed hall and then the weather is hot, no ventilation. That is very important. So then just go on to my story. My book launch ceremony was a success. It was on the 23rd of March. And fixing the date was a challenge because, like I always say, I am a student. So it has to be that the date is not clashing with a school activity. It's not clashing with an activity over here in church, in school. It's not clashing with what is happening, because we settled to use our church. We've told our pastor and she has given her consent. But we are looking for a spectacular date, we're looking for a specific date to fix. So from July, August, it lingered up until March, and that was actually the perfect time for it. So while making the preparations, okay, first of all, before I continue, because this video is not complete if I don't give a shout out to my parents. This video is not complete if I don't, because if not for their support, their financial support, their moral support, emotional support, it would have been a mess. I'm not sure the launch would have even held. Maybe it would have held maybe in a small way with my small friends, because none of my friends came and nobody was even giving me any kind of moral or emotional support, either online or outside, aside from my immediate family. That's why they always say family is everything. Yeah, so during the runarounds for the book launch, we went on with making plans. We had our list, and it was, I've forgotten the budget, but it was between 350 to 400k. It was quite expensive, and we had people. Like my daddy told the whole world, like, you know when they say let's he that has ears here, or he told it to whoever cared to listen, that his daughter is launching a book. His daughter is launching a book. He was so proud of me. Like, he was so excited. He was more excited than the celebrant herself. He was very, very happy. And it was quite fulfilling to see his daughter celebrate. So he decided to celebrate me in the grand style. It was Mary. We had chicken, we had abacha, we had rice, we had drinks, we had everything. It was, my daddy really went out of his way to make that lunch a success. And then my elder brother, my father, everything was my family. Now, this is not about my family. This is about how to organize your own book launch. First of all, have a team of people that are ready to support you. Maybe yours could not be your family members, depending on your location. Maybe you're not close to them. Maybe you're in Owerri, or your family is in Abuja. Or you could get a team, maybe a team of volunteers. Get your budget. Make sure your budget is is rhyming with what you can afford. Many people run events and end up running into debt. They host events and end up going into debt because they run events with assumptions. Yes, we are supposed to get the money. This person will come. This is my advice. When you're running or planning events, please stick to your budget. Stick with what you have. Plan and make do with it. Don't finish events and run into debt. Because most times your invitees can disappoint you. That friend you think will come and give you 1 million might not show up. They might come and give you 10k. That life happens. So as much as your expectations are high, still keep it low on God. I hope you get the point. And then your pocket also should determine. On my own book launch, we cooked rice. Very special, delicious rice. But on your own, you might not need to cook rice, depending on your budget and on your sponsors. You could choose to do snacks. You could choose to do abacha. To just work on your budget. Work on your budget. Don't be under pressure to impress anyone. Meanwhile, my book launch vlog is available. It is available. At the time you're watching this video, it should be uploaded on my channel. So rush and go and see it. Just see the goodness that my parents did, that God did through my parents. Yeah, so work with your budget. That's just the summary. And then to organize a book launch, you have your invitees, you have your plan. You can start with an opening prayer. After the opening prayer, you have the welcome address by the author, maybe by the as the author, you have to welcome your people. Then you have the kola nut presentation. Kola nut presentation, that is if there's any, it could be cutting egg, it could be anything. After the kola nut presentation, you welcome, if you have people of the high table, your VIP, very important persons, you welcome them to the high table. After welcoming them, the next thing you should do is allow your chairman to talk. You do your kola nuts. Then people should talk about the author. There should be book review. Yes, people should have read your book and then come and talk about it that day. Then there should be you as the author talking about your book, maybe the experiences, the lessons, what the book taught you and all. And I think that's major thing for the book. Then the launching proper. Maybe if you have people, VIPs that could launch the book with 10,000, 50,000, 200,000, depending on the kind of invites you have. And then you have to sell the book. I think the launch price, now that's the discounted price, sell it that day. There's no much thing to a book launching. And then if you don't have money for a physical book launch, or maybe it's not a physical book, because if it's a physical book, it should be a physical book launch, unless maybe you just want to start selling. But if it's your Facebook, I advise you have an official book launch. It does a kind of announcement, and yes, it does a kind of announcement. But if it's an ebook, do it online. You can do it on WhatsApp, on Zoom, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Google Meet, wherever. You can do it anywhere. You have your guest speakers. So thank you so much for watching to this point. I believe you got value. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Catch you in my next video.